As I've been saying, every single day, Donald Trump gets more and more insane. And of course, that means, without a doubt, Trump supporters, MAGA voters, they too are getting more and more insane every day. And Megyn Kelly has just demonstrated this, as she has now started to trend after offering an insane defense of Donald Trump. How's it going? My name is Hunter Avalone with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. And don't forget to click that subscribe button if you're also sick and tired of Donald Trump and his supporters. As an American myself, it's very sad to say, but it's true. Donald Trump and his supporters are absolutely insane. Take, for example, RFK Jr.
You weren't ever on Jeffrey Epstein's jet, were you?
I was on Jeffrey Epstein's jet 2 times.
Because of RFK Jr. and his absolute insanity, the FDA vaccine director has now stepped down over transparency issues.
Top vaccine official at the Food and Drug Administration has resigned. Dr. Peter Marks was forced out of his job after being given the choice to resign or be fired. In his resignation letter, he referred to the Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., saying Kennedy is not interested in, quote, truth and transparency, but rather in subservient confirmation of his misinformation and lies. Marks calls the ongoing measles outbreak a reminder of what happens when confidence in well-established science is undermined. His resignation takes effect April 5th.
Honestly, that's lovely, because apparently Make America Great Again also included bring back polio. So there's one Trump supporter potentially costing the health of millions of Americans. But what about the Trump supporters that are also influencing millions of Americans? Take, for example, Jesse Waters, who recently doubled down on Donald Trump's hostility against foreign nations.
And being friendly to the world is what got us in this mess. We're not in high school. We don't need friends. Every country puts their interest first. And when our interests align, we can do business. And when they don't, that's life. If we have to burn down a few bridges with Denmark to take Greenland, we're big boys. We dropped A-bombs on Japan, and now they're our top ally in the Pacific.
This, of course, is on the heels of Trump being asked, "What is a woman?" And he had this to say.
What is a woman, and why is it important that we understand the difference between men and women?
Well, it's sort of easy to answer for me, because a woman is somebody that can have a baby under certain circumstances. She has a quality, and a woman's a person that in many cases has been treated very badly.
Yeah, by you, Trump. Women have been mistreated by you, constantly grabbing them. All of this nonsense culminates to the Queen Trump supporter herself, Megyn Kelly, offering an absolute insane defense of Donald Trump and the allegations against him.
My own personal opinion is most of the allegations against him are much more complicated than the mainstream media would have you believe. And I don't think Donald Trump is a racist or a assaulter. I do think he's taken inappropriate liberties with women and gotten handsy with them in a way he's owned himself. Okay, years ago when he was a celebrity, and it is what it is. That's the past.
Not only is this despicable downplaying of very serious allegations, Megyn Kelly has also proven herself a massive hypocrite, because not too long ago, she interviewed Joe Biden's accuser. Yeah, that's not only hypocritical, it's just downright sad. But unfortunately, Megyn Kelly wasn't done yet.
I don't give a shit about Trump getting handsy with somebody 20 years ago. I want someone who will close the border, which he has.
So you want to close the border? Do you realize that would destroy the economy?
I want someone who will keep boys out of my daughter's sports, which he has.
You're scared of trans people competing against your daughter in sports. Meanwhile, the NCAA president testified in December 2024 that he knows of fewer than 10 transgender college student athletes among 500,000 athletes total. You realize that this is a tiny, tiny percentage of individuals. It's incredibly rare that your daughter would ever even encounter a situation like this.
I want someone who will stand up to the insane DEI policies so that white kids will stop hearing in school that they're born with some original sin from which they cannot recover, which he has.
Nobody is saying that white people are intrinsically flawed or anything of the sort. all this means is that sure, white people may face struggles. However, they're very unlikely to face struggles due to racism and bias against their race. So because Megyn Kelly is literally engaging in a fallacy known as whataboutism, that somehow gives her enough justification in her mind to dismiss the damning allegations against Donald Trump. At the end of the day, MAGA supporters are some of the most hypocritical, delusional people currently in the United States. And unfortunately, I don't think we could expect much more when you dedicate your life to Donald Trump.